Welcome into the Dice Dragons Guild. In this hall, we unite under one banner. Live by the die.
Die by the die.
Oh, come on. Amanda Dice, you let me down twice in a row.
Oh, that other roll was better.
Get rid of it. We're not friends anymore.
I am Izzi, your lore master. We are continuing with Eleothis, Land of the Woven Suns, and today with me I have...
Hi, I'm Patrick. I play Malachi Morningstar. He's a Dampier Hexblade Warlock, and I rolled an 11.
All right, an 11 plus 2. Ooh. That's a 13.
Lucky number 13.
Oops.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Adam. I play Eldon Strikehaven. He is a human Drake Warden Ranger, and I rolled a 13.
Well, look at that. Plus 5 for an 18.
Because we're not in a battle.
Don't jinx it.
We could be, ma'am.
Don't jinx
I
it.
already asked, so.
Oh. You asked ahead of class.
I am Cuba. I play Ayla Myrea. She is a tiefling glamour bard, and I rolled a whopping 2.
A
with
2 plus 4. All right, so that plus 4
Ain't good.
comes in handy.
Hi, my name's Amanda. I play Iolite Emery. She's an Earth Genasi Circle of Stars druid, and I rolled an 8.
An 8 plus 2. Okay. We can roll for Kethra.
Yeah.
Why not? I'll do it. The exact same thing I rolled. All right, so Kethra rolled a
So it
5.
has to be.
Those dice are weighted.
I rolled a 20 the first time. That's why I was like pissed that I
It's going to
rolled
be
it then.
characteristically bad.
Does
for,
that put her
for Julie.
So
me?
it is Eldon, Kai, Iolite, Kethra, Ayla.
Always on the bottom.
And you can follow us for free on Patreon and YouTube. We are up to 86 patrons, most of them free. We appreciate all of you. Thank you so much. And there you can see our VODs and listen to the podcast before it goes out on Spotify on Mondays. For merch, you can check out tinyurl.com/merch. Nope, DDG merch. And see all of these wonderful designs. We got hats, we've
Cool
got
hats
t-shirts, we've got, I don't think we have underwear, but we've got sweatshirts.
We can make some underwear.
We've got leggings.
If you do, I'll get some.
Music.
Forgot about my leggings.
Please check out Monument Studios Fantasy Plus, Michael Gelfi Studios, Alexander Miller, aka the Boy King of Idaho, and Kevin McLeod via Incompetech for our ambiance and our background music. Links can be found in the show notes. Cons and events. ArmorCon was actually canceled this year, so there is no ArmorCon in October. The next one I'm planning on going to is Captain Con, where I will be running. So far I've only signed up for one, but I'm going to be running, I think, 2 sessions of Daggerheart, Threads of Camgin Woods, which is a one-shot that I created myself, and we'll see how that goes. And then I'm gonna give some thought to running Beast Feast as well, because that one looks like a lot of fun, and I think people will enjoy it. So check out the CaptainCon.com website to see the events that I will be running if you would like to play with me. Giveaways, still working on some stuff with Legendary Wares. That should be something that comes up next Saturday, so be on the lookout. Legendary Wares, who creates these beautiful dice bags, as you can see. We're going to be giving away 2 gift cards to their store, so worth it. Follow us.
Amanda's like, enter.
No.
Before we get started, check out this scribequill.com recap with character art by Mibble Art. You can find her on Instagram, and backgrounds from Beneo's battle maps on Patreon. And don't forget to
Like, share, subscribe.
Last session, the Woven Fates awoke to a scene of utter ruin. The cavern, once alive, was now a dusty tomb of collapsed rock and shattered crystal, the aftermath of Iolite's immense power being unleashed. Iolite lay unconscious in a crater of her own making, her body transformed, covered in deep glowing cracks, and her eyes now a shattered silver. Kethra, still in her massive earth elemental form, was the only one standing. She moved through the treacherous terrain, first securing the changed Iolite, and then following a murder of ravens to where Malachi was buried. After Kethra revived him, the two were joined by the newly awakened Iolite in a desperate search for their companions. Using a combination of magic and senses, they pinpointed the locations of Eldon and Ayla. As they worked to free them, Desdir emerged from a strange cocoon and joined the rescue effort. Once Ayla and Eldon were freed and revived, the group's final search was for ttrpg. Malachi sniffed out his unique blood, and Eldon, in a surge of desperate strength, tore through the rocks to find his companion's broken body. With tears in his eyes, Eldon poured his healing magic into the drake, who awoke with a powerful, instinctual roar. With everyone accounted for, the party turned their attention to the other survivors. They found Desdir cradling a badly injured Fernilli. A tense confrontation erupted, with Eldon holding Fernilli at arrow point, while Iolite accused her of betrayal. Desdir pleaded for her life, declaring his love for her despite her actions, and stating that the party had already won. Torn, Iolite ultimately chose mercy, proclaiming that the person she used to be was dead anyway. The party retreated to Ayla's tiny hut for a much-needed rest. Before it was fully formed, Kethra dragged forward who she thought was Droppel and violently decapitated her, only for the gnome to dissolve into an illusion. The following morning, Fernilli was gone, but Desdir remained. He and Iolite shared a private conversation about his choices and her transformation. Guided by Malachi's ravens, the group looted Gary's corpse, discovering a valuable mithril coin, and decided to head north to Devenia. The atmosphere remained tense, with Kethra openly distrusting Desdir. That evening, after another quiet talk with Iolite, where he professed his devotion, Desdir departed in the night. He left behind a letter explaining his return to the sidereal assembly and a magical swapping stone, leaving Iolite to reckon with his absence as the party prepared to face the road ahead.
Blood.
Great.
Hell of a start, right away.
Hell of a start.
One word in.
You can taste it before you register anything else. Your body shakes with fury, but not the kind you can direct anywhere. It writhes inside you, a storm made of shattered glass and bile and regret. Rage curls your hands into claws even though there's nothing left to fight. Your breath, usually practiced and even though physically unnecessary to sustain you, comes too fast, too shallow. The air burns. You don't remember screaming, but your throat is raw. Isabel lies before you, what remains of her. A crimson halo blooms beneath her, spreading from the ragged tear at her throat. Her eyes are wide, lips parted in something too fragile to be called surprise. Fear? Or was it pain? You don't know when you fell to your knees, or when the shaking started. You only know that your hands won't stop trembling and your heart is a war drum in your ribs. You hadn't meant to hurt her. Gods, you hadn't meant to. But she stabbed you. That small silver knife from the table. You'd only gone to talk, but you were angry. You had been for days. Because you heard her. Isabel and Mallory speaking in hushed tones, not knowing you were just beyond the velvet curtain. You remember the exact cadence of her voice, the way she said your name like it was a stone in her mouth. He's terrifying. Mallory had hesitated, tried to give her room. Are you absolutely sure? He can be hard-headed, but that doesn't... No, Isabel had snapped, cold, precise. He frightens me. I want this over. Or I want more assurances about my family's place within this court. The more he shares with me, the more I've realized that our original arrangement was insufficient. That was the last time you spoke to anyone. You slipped away, hid, brooded, tried to convince yourself you misheard. But when you saw them again, in the same parlor, warm with candlelight and shadow, you didn't wait. You stepped out, you confronted her. You meant to ask, to plead. But your voice came out like a growl. Too much hurt, too much pride, too much of you. She panicked. The knife found your side. Then you lost yourself. You blink and the image of Isabel flickers. For a moment, she's smiling, a memory, then gone. Your vision is wet. And Mallory was there. Mallory is still there. She doesn't speak, not at first. Just takes in the scene. Her face tightens, her hands curl at her sides, but her voice is level when she finally speaks. Kiki. You look up. You don't know what your face looks like, but it must be monstrous. Her eyes don't flinch. She moves quickly, kneels beside you, takes your face in her hands. Her skin is warm. What did Kai say to Mallory in this moment?
I didn't mean to. I don't know what happened. I didn't mean to.
Shh. I know. She turns your face so the only thing that you can see, like kind of tearing your eyes away from the broken body of the woman that you loved, or thought you did. No, you know you did. She says, you're not okay, but you're going to be okay. I'll fix this. Stand up. She pulls you up. You don't resist, because there's nothing left to resist with. She leads you down the corridor, past the tapestry you once hid behind, past the whispers of the court, into your room. You collapse on the bed. Mallory pulls a blanket over you, brushes the hair from your face. I'll talk to grandmother, she whispers. I'll explain. I'll say whatever I have to. And you want to ask why. Why she'd do this for you, why she doesn't hate you after what she's seen you do. But you're not sure in this moment if a part of you doesn't hate her for what she did. But all you can do is close your eyes. Sleep, Kiki. In the morning it'll be better. She lingers for just a moment longer, and then the door clicks shut behind her. And in the silence that follows, the world grows cold. You do not dream of Isabel. You dream of darkness. Of a towering figure with 1,000 eyes made of memory, feathers that fall like ash. She does not speak, but she offers you something. A path. Follow her and learn truths that have been hidden from view or remain here, caged, shamed, and alone. You reach out, and the dream ends. You are all traveling northward, following the ravens as they lead you. There's a bit of a heaviness as you are still, one could argue, mentally recovering, emotionally recovering from your ordeal with Astrum's End. Even though you fought them in the end and you're dealing with the pain of betrayal, it's not as if you didn't get to know these people. They weren't strangers that you just happened upon and had to fight for your lives. They were folks that you did get to know. There were good memories mixed in. And so it's been a quiet day or two of travel. Every once in a while you fight off a creature that doesn't realize that it is outmatched.
Boo.
But the ravens, I keep saying crows, they are two different birds, and I know that. The ravens continue leading you on. Is there anything that you all did specifically or want to bring up from your travels?
Would we have said discussed Desi's departure, or would we just kind of like...
I think she would have shared the letter out loud like I did last session, so I think like there wouldn't necessarily be a lot to talk about.
Just like a
and she would be, I mean, she's still kind of, that was a lot anyway. Like the whole ordeal, I think like she will periodically be taking out the sending stone and kind of like looking at it and like playing with it, but not like clearly thinking about maybe messaging him, but she doesn't yet.
As we've traveled, Ayla, when we stop, pulls out the little trinkets that Fox guy left.
Takeo, yeah.
And, you know, just when downtime, she's just kind of like looking at them or fidgeting with them and stuff.
And when Ayla looks at these, she can tell that, and this has been brought up, but they were all handmade. These are not items that were found along the road or anything. Like they're made of sticks or dried flowers or stone or some kind of natural something that was found.
So she's just every once in a while takes them out and isn't like just looking and thinking.
Okay. What about Kai or Eldon?
The past few days, Kai has been really watching the ravens and trying to basically process that what's happening is he's being led somewhere, and he...
That's a raven chattering, apparently.
That's like a noise Julie could have made.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's Kethra sitting next to Kai as he's looking at the ravens.
He's anticipating.
Is the other one a crow? Thing that we think.
I think that's like the chattering of the
Yeah, they're just chattering.
Oh, it's just different noises.
It's got a soda.
There's like
Well,
5 or
bubbles.
6 ravens that are leading you. It's like a whole
They're
murder.
chattering with each other.
I think it's murder.
He's not sure how to feel, again, because he's not sure where they're leading him to. Is it more answers or something that will lead to more questions? So he's not very optimistic person, so he is preparing himself mentally for what lies next.
I feel like Kethra and Kai, as they are heading northward to Devenia, are both feeling this heaviness. It's different for different reasons. Kethra has grown quiet, silent even.
Could barely notice her.
As she's already confided in mostly Kai, but just kind of generally, none of you are dumb to know that she's heading back to a place. Anybody might feel this way, depending on the circumstances. When you know you're heading back to a place you were running away from, And not because you ever planned to go back, but that's just the direction you're going for the sake of the people you're with. And for the sake of the premonitions that she has received. She knows that there's something waiting for her back at home. So her heaviness comes from that, where Kai's is for a different reason. So both of the Devenians are quieter than usual, if that's possible.
Can I just share something?
Yeah.
So you know how like a group of crows is a murder of crows?
Yeah.
I just Googled what a group of ravens is called, and it's
An
called
unkindness.
an unkindness or a conspiracy. I've
Okay.
never heard that before.
Conspiracy
Conspiracy.
works. I was hoping it was going to be called like a life of.
But it came up,
crows.
unkindness was the top one.
Yeah.
Is it because like they can talk? The one like the few birds that can like mimic
They'd like talk about you, like,
language. and just,
I'm
I
pretty
just-
sure Native American religions believe that they are like
The
they're the
ancestors.
ancestors and souls. So I think that's a more Western
And also,
ideology.
they hold grudges. Like, they recognize human faces. So if you mess with a crow, they will tell their family. And for, like, decades, they will torment you.
Flip side, they can love you very, very deeply for generations as well. Anyway, Eldon,
Yes.
did you have anything that you wanted to?
Oh. I just
Eldon,
looked at you. I was like,
an
hello.
arrow comes flying at your head.
Hello. I think he would be looking between both Ayla and Kai and kind of instinctively knowing how both are feeling, because he's pretty much I like to think he's also in tune with Kai because he's talked to Kai a bunch. But not approaching either yet about their... Like, it's too fresh for her and too early for him.
Yeah.
But he's going to talk with Theratrix a lot about the past battle, the betrayal, almost like a psych check, like a wellness check, because, you know, he was, whenever he got grievously injured before, he would just poof. This is the first time that he's actually been, like, close to
tasted that mortal
He
coil.
almost
close
died.
to death, so
Yeah.
he's going to be checking in a whole lot with him about it.
So the first time you check in with Theratrix, he's not ready. It takes a good day, I would say, a sleep or two. And then a day or two in, he comes to you at one point while you all are resting or getting ready to rest. Kind of curls up alongside. And he says, I've been meaning to speak with you about what happened the other day. I tried to talk to Pyrothorin, but he's not entirely helpful in this. He keeps telling me that mortality is part of life.
Easy for those who haven't had to go through what we did.
I won't claim to know what battles he's faced since, but I wanted to let you know that out of respect for your friends, our friends, I did not do anything to exact revenge. And he turns to look at the rest of the Woven Fates as everyone is getting the camp ready and watching Ayla pulling pans out of the closet, and Iolite, ever helpful to Ayla, always getting things ready. Kethra petting Nyx, Kai kind of helping with a brooding look on his face.
This is for peasants.
And then he turns back to look at you, Eldon, and says, I will never allow myself to be put in that position again. I will not say that the lives of others do not matter to me. but I have the potential for great things. And I will not allow anyone to cut that short at my expense.
Neither would I want you to. I do think that you'll do great things. Just do what you can. Same as we always have.
For the first time, when I closed my eyes, I didn't go anywhere. And that was the most terrifying thing that I have experienced.
It's a pretty spooky thing to almost die.
It won't happen again.
I hope that it doesn't for any of us.
I will not hold back again.
Good.
He turns his head away, just watching the rest of the group kind of in silence.
I don't think he likes us anymore.
I don't think that's what he said, but wouldn't expect Cuba to get the nuances of any of that. It's okay.
That's what I took it.
Yeah, I know. You would.
I ain't holding back again. I ain't helping any of these fucking bitches.
Not what that meant, but
I ain't pulling my
if you'll
punches.
notice
They
in the
stand in the way.
I was gonna say in the last battle he didn't attack anybody. He tried to protect, but he didn't go on the offensive.
Right, now he's holding a grudge.
No, next time he won't hold back.
It was his choice.
Next time he's not going to hold back. If somebody poses a threat, he's just gonna be like,
Good.
that's what I said. I was like, good.
Iolite, you being the knower of the stars and constellations are able to deduce that it is now about the 23rd of memories. The
month of memories is which month in the calendar? 6th?
It is the 6th month. It's your summer.
Man, I said it like I think in a session before, or before that, like a year. It's only been 6 months.
Yeah, you're kind of actually
Time is
rolling
relative.
into. Starting to roll into fall actually, because the calendar starts in spring as it
Oh,
should.
we're gonna get to Venia in the spooky season.
I didn't even plan
It's
that.
perfect.
They're gonna have jack-o'-lantern. Did the Venians do jack-o'-lanterns? Is it like Salem there?
This is fate.
Oh my god,
No,
it was like
They do
Salem,
beats,
that'd be
like
funny.
old school.
Oh god,
They
Just
carve
let them
beats.
dry out. Chaos is the brightest and fullest, and will be for. Chaos stays full for a day or two, but is very bright for quite some time. So there is an orange glow, along with Nuclear, which is half moon.
Which
Same
one
with
was
Vale.
it? Was it Nuclear that I saw? The
Iara.
regular lit Iara.
Yeah, Iara is
Let's
almost entire. It's just a sliver of a waning sliver of light. So it's really a mixture of the like blue and purple, bright orange and teal. It almost kind of washes itself out a bit. But chaos is very bright in the sky. And the day continues. You wake up the next day, you continue traveling, following these ravens through to the north. You're not moving quickly because you have to. The ravens are like yelling at you, but also not pushing you to move fast. You're able to really recover, take your time. It's as if they are messengers sent specifically from the Raven Queen, and she knows and isn't pushing. But on the third, fourth, maybe fifth day, night, evening, as you are pushing through one of the wooded areas, you begin to hear a loud banging sound off in the distance. That's kind of like breaking through the trees.
Kethra, where'd you guys go? I wish Julie was here for that.
She would have liked it.
And it's unlike anything that you've ever heard. It's almost like a clanging against metal, but then a sparking sound and a dull thud. There's a combination of sounds that are reaching your ears, and as you break through this into this opening, you can see a field in front of you that has been obviously and intentionally cleared, and off in the distance the suns are setting, so it is getting dark, but probably less than 200-300 feet away is a cabin. There's a cabin and a stable, and these two things are very obvious that you can see. There's like lights in the windows of this cabin, and there are trees that have been cleared. There appears to be beyond it, in the darkness, possibly a field of farming of some kind, and a shimmering that catches your eye as standing in front of this cabin is a large humanoid figure. Difficult to see, but definitely, 10 to 12 feet tall, that is moving its arms and slamming against the air, which then shimmers out in this bright light every time it strikes. Beyond that, a little bit further, in an open doorway of the cabin, you can make out two figures that are like yelling in the direction of this creature, and you can see them facing, like you looking at them, and the door is open, and there's this back of this figure that are yelling, and their hands are up like they are maintaining something. And with each clang of this sound, it looks like this figure has something in its hands, big stick. It kind of steps forward slightly as whatever these figures are maintaining, these two smaller figures, one which is much taller than the other, is kind of being pushed further and further closer to their home.
Did you say the figure was shimmering?
No, when they hit the air, they are striking nothing, okay, and yet it's something like
some kind of force field.
Like a force field.
But the 10 to 12 foot tall figure is like solid.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I'd like to think we didn't just walk out into this field and approached cautiously, right? Like, or did we just fucking stroll
Well, you're on the
out
edge of the field, and this is what you see. So, what would you like to do?
How far away is it?
It's about, at this point, 250, 300 feet.
It looks as though someone can use some help.
The last time we encountered a homestead of this type, we had to go find the magical creature for the thing.
Hit on this force field that shimmers.
Should we be running
and
right
you can
now?
hear the people like yelling at something. They're yelling something out, but it's a language that first hearing as it's coming towards you, you can't quite make out exactly what they're saying.
With almost like a heavy sigh, because absolutely correct, not wrong. So Eldon's gonna get on Theratrix and they'll take off for it.
Okay, so you're gonna ride up onto Theratrix. Okay.
Kai.
I put a hand on Kai's shoulder and cast tongues so that he can hear what they're saying.
Okay. What's Eldon? What's Eldon doing? What's Iolite doing?
She's just
I ain't the boss of him.
yeah. She's following in the direction that Eldon went.
Okay.
Okay.
Are you running or like sauntering? What are you doing?
Kai is flying alongside them.
Okay. Kai and Eldon have left you.
How far?
Like, it'll take you a good like minute to get over there.
I'm running.
Yeah, with all your gear and stuff. 40 seconds. You running?
I'll run.
All right. You start running as these two take off.
Like Ayla.
Highlights.
Just like kind of like
Pretty much.
tightens up like some stuff.
The
and then
hair
goes,
pulls out a little mirror, looks at the makeup.
She swears in Infernal.
Kethra is gonna morph into her bear shape and
Kethra's
Ooh,
like,
can
hold on, I got a bear
heard
noise.
that.
Can they jump on Kethra? Bearman. Nice.
see? See?
It's like she's here.
Top of the round. Eldon, you go first.
All right. We are going to start off really strong. He is riding Theratrix, full of righteous fury at what's seeing happen. They're going to come... The idea is that he wants him to bank and swoop and strafe him with fire.
Okay.
This thing.
How do we know this isn't the giant's house and these dudes just kind of like stole it and he's trying to get back in?
You're right, we don't.
I'm just
We are
saying,
making some
we
assumptions
don't
here.
know the situation
I'm assuming
here.
that by looking at the size of the doors that we would know that since it's not a 10-foot door, this giant didn't crawl in.
He likes to live homely, comfortably.
He likes to have back,
he's
major
a simple,
back issues.
like
He
the dudes,
He
tall dudes who
likes
drive
to
smart cars.
Wail his head every time he goes to
he just
stand
likes
up on
really
the-
small furniture. His bed, he likes it when half his body hangs off.
Yeah, I like to hang my feet off the edge of the bed.
So as you get closer and you like strafe around, you side,
Like bank, yeah.
yeah, there you go. That's the word.
Alright.
Side movement with wings in the air. You get kind of closer, and this creature like hits this force field that is moving in inch by inch. And what you notice as you're making your pass and like blowing out the is it fire that he
Yeah, we're both gonna do a fire.
as the fire ruptures from Theratrix, you see it lights up this individual that's standing in front, and as they turn their face in your direction, you can see a humanoid, possibly troll, maybe giant. Like, it's hard to tell because their body is discolored in an unusual way, blackened kind of pustules that have begun forming on their body. It's taking up half of its face, oozing wounds that it has, like blackened nastiness that is hanging off of it.
Does it remind us of anything we've seen before? Like similar to...
Given how fast you're kind of like at this moment swooping by, not yet, but just like there's something wrong with this individual. So you kind of swoop by.
Yep. He has a 40 or 50 feet of movement. I think it might be 40.
Where would you like to kind of end up?
So he's gonna bank around. Yeah, he'll end up over there.
And Eldon is on him.
Yes.
On him. Okay. So what would you like to do?
Theratrix is gonna use his Dragon's Breath attack.
Okay.
And at the same time, Eldon is going to use his. The way I envision it is, Eldon's is technically stronger, like mechanically, but I imagine them both, because he's a dragon, that they almost come together into one
You're gonna cross the
column
streams.
of fire. Exactly.
Yeah.
And in combination, just totally. I mean, it's like that class, like, you know, the dragon, the ground and the fire on the ground, the big line, that will do.
Okay.
So he has to make two DC 13. It's not very tough, but
Dex.
yes.
All right.
So the first one is for Theratrix, and the second one would be, I guess, for Eldon.
Fail, pass.
Okay. So for his, he'll take 3d6 of fire damage. It'll be 57 because that was a... No, that was a 6, right?
No, it was a 2.
Either way, 28 damage.
Okay, sure. Well, let's just call it that. Why not?
All
You
right.
don't get
Sorry.
to loan any dice out again, I guess.
Okay.
No, I like it when I get...
As-
I like borrowing dice from people.
But give
Like,
you
it
the
makes
right
me
die.
feel...
Maybe.
As you swoop by, both of you combining your fire breath, lighting up the space, the creature, this giant, turns around, and like some of the bubbles of fluid-filled skin like burst and start crackling with the flame as it yells out in your direction. It is now.
So you combine the 28 and the 13?
Yes.
Right, okay. Sorry.
It is now Kai's turn. You can make a perception check with disadvantage if you want to like see if you can get more information about what happened when they lit on fire.
Perception with disadvantage.
It's just a free roll. 'cause it's
Literally
a
firing first and asking questions second.
Oh, that's a 4.
Okay. You see.
It's like, square up.
If anything, you're like
Spell slot.
distracted by, because I don't know that you've seen Eldon do this before, maybe, but I can't remember. But not in a combo move with Theratrix as the two of them like let loose this fire, and for a moment, it's like the voice of the world dragon is before you, swooping around to attack this creature.
Is it possible to hear anything that they're yelling, or now that we're closer?
Fuck. Ouch.
I would say to kind of like assess the situation is going to be either bonus action or action, depending on which one you choose. Will depend on how much you get, if you'd want to do one of those.
Let's go bonus action.
Okay, so you can go ahead and roll just regular straight roll.
For perception,
Yes.
14.
Okay. What you can hear with bonus action as you're trying to make sure that you're able to help in some way if you can, the best you can make out is that they are speaking, both of them. There's yelling happening from the house of two voices, kind of like deep voice, one deep voice, one more feminine sounding voice, and they're yelling in what appears to be not Devenian. Based off of what your time in court and hearing different folks, it sounds like, I guess I'd say Rotian, from the north up to the epoch of Roti, where most of the giants kind of live. So they're not speaking Devenian, but you can tell that this creature is like, has said something back in what's almost like broken or gurgled, the same language that they're speaking.
Ayla did cast tongues on Kai, so he should be able to understand all languages.
You can understand it, but you can't quite hear exactly what like you
they're
can
saying.
tell what they're speaking, but you need to get
A little closer.
and then the flame made this loud like whoosh sound, and
Sorry, man.
yeah. Well, I mean, if it was an action, you
It's
might
a good
have
call
gotten
because
more.
I'm
But
not getting close enough to listen.
Yeah, there you go.
All right. Seeing, the fire, and there's all sorts of things happening. Kai is going to look like he's charging up an Eldritch Blast, but instead of shooting his hand out, he's going to do that pull again and cast Banishment on the
okay,
giant that's trying to break in.
and that is a
Charisma saving throw.
Oh, that's real bad.
It's very charismatic.
That is gonna be rough for this
He
guy.
might be the most charismatic zombie giant ever.
meets it, beats it.
See, he's like, where I'm from, I'm quite charming.
Kai's going to try really, really hard to hold this spell, and I want to use my thing for the disadvantage.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
All right.
Nice.
Let's see. It literally needs an 18, 19, or 20. That is a 16. No, that was a 10. Even worse. Either way.
Nice.
It like turns in your direction and is like,
That's a good thought,
and
because
then
I always forget to do, like, that we can do that.
And
We got a minute, right?
It's a minute? Or is it
yes, 1 minute, and Kai will quickly say to them, "We don't have long till it's back. What is going on?"
So you're yelling this. Are you getting closer?
Yeah, he'll get a little bit closer, but not close enough that when it pops back, it can like reach him.
Floating in midair, this black angel of death. We don't have much time. Give me the situation.
His jacket is just kind of flapping in the wind.
Okay. What are you two do? Next is we've got Iolite.
That was
Then
complete shock and awe.
we just like what is your plan, the two of you? And then I'll go out of initiative for a minute.
Oh, okay. Iolite's gonna get closer to around where Kai and Eldon are distance-wise from the action, and is gonna hold guiding bolt until the thing reappears.
Okay.
I think that's about 6 inches there.
Then what about Ayla?
She's gonna get next to her, and she is going to cast blindness when it reappears.
Okay.
This thing's having the worst day.
They probably just owe it money.
I would assume Kethra would get kind of like close-ish with her bear.
She'd be like standing right in the spot it's gonna come back. Bite some.
Oh, shit.
And she just kind of goes,
As you all get around, you can see
These people.
These-
These poor people, they were like, oh no, a giant. Oh god, a flying vampire, a rock woman, a demoness, a guy on a dragon, and a fucking bear.
Who to hell?
"Who the hell called this Scooby-Doo?"
The A-Team music is playing.
But it doesn't seem that way to people who don't know us.
Yeah.
I mean,
same
I don't
thing
know
with
their
the
Problem
A-Team.
is worse now.
So, you yelling that out to these two individuals. They are still holding up their spell, and you can hear one of them in a very like thick accent that's very Rotian. Deeper voice says, what do they say? They say,
Line.
we don't know what happened to him. That's our friend Zukundi. Something has overtaken him. We've been trying to understand. Something is wrong. I would say not Kethra. She's in her bear form. Ayla, Iolite, with you guys being on the ground, go ahead and make a perception check. The light from the cottage in front of you is casting out, and you can kind of see the ground in your vicinity.
It's a dirty 20.
Okay.
I got a nat 1,
Oh.
Okay. So,
which is a 9.
Ayla, as you are looking around, you can see on the ground in different pitted spaces now, blackened areas of kind of bubbling rot.
The rot we're familiar with.
And it looks like as you're getting closer, you start to smell that familiar stench of a mixture of plant and animal, just that rot smell. But around this area, there's almost like pockets where it looks like it had hit and then splattered out, hit and splattered out, as well as like looking behind you, you can see a kind of trail that has come up to this area.
It is infected with the rot. Watch your step. There are puddles around us. I say that louder than I can actually project his voice.
Hearing that, Kai will show back to them. I'm sorry, we've seen this before. That's no longer your friend. They've been infected by the rot.
You see the two of them look at each other, the taller one looking down, what appears to be probably a human looking back up, and the shorter human yells out, "He was asking us. We just couldn't do it. He's not in control of himself."
I'm sorry, but you know what must be done.
All right. As you prepare yourselves. So we have Eldon, Kai. Next up would be Iolite. You all can hold your action, but he's going to appear back after a minute when you're all prepped.
Ooh, you spent a minute, who knows where.
Can we just say, like, retcon, I believe Julie would have turned into her elemental form.
Okay.
I know we're so used to her being a bear.
She got a taste for the elemental, and that's
no
the
going
new one.
back
Yeah.
after that. Bear is just peanuts.
And all the bear art I drew of her.
Well, back to the drawing board.
She
Okay.
can still look like she's just an earth bear now.
An earth bear.
All right. So we have Iolite.
I am going to cast that guiding bolt that I
Okay.
was holding on to. I have to remember how all of my spells work. Weirdly enough, even though we just had a giant battle, I didn't really use them. It's just
No, you just
it's
stabbed the
stabbing
man.
people.
The Defenians have been rubbing off on
Yeah, seriously. 24 to hit.
Okay. 24. You were holding
Blindness.
blindness. You were holding Eldritch Blast.
Eldritch Blast.
Old Conjure Barrage.
Okay.
13 points of radiant damage.
Okay. 13.
Like, I should even hold back my blindness. It's like, you guys got this.
No, you can do the blindness if you want. Your next. It doesn't go until after you. I rolled badly, and it's actually it goes after you.
It's got to make a con of 17.
All right, so you hit it, and you have an advantage because the guiding bolt now, and the next hit has advantage.
Yes, correct.
All right. All right. Con.
Mm-hmm.
That it does have a decent amount. What was it? 16?
17.
17.
Does Kethra need to go? Before I-
She does, yes, but I don't have her stats or anything.
Oh, okay.
So it's,
That's right.
I guess, multi-bash, probably.
Well, I'm assuming to look it up. It's just the standard monster earth elemental.
Yeah.
I can look that up.
That's a 20
You
to blind.
motherfucker.
Is it just nothing if it is blindness like a first level spell?
Yeah, it's yeah.
Okay. So I also have not.
I'm
been
too
playing this
distracted,
creature.
but I'm like, am I gonna step in it?
No, that's don't.
Yes, the earth elemental gets 2 attacks, plus 8 to hit, 10-foot reach.
Okay, so she doesn't even. Well, it can reach her too, within 10 feet. So we've got a 15 and an 8. You said plus 8.
Plus 8.
15 and an 18. One hits, the other does not.
It's 2d8 plus 5. Bludgeoning.
2d8. Not you. Not you. The fuck, man. I just need 1d8 in this whole thing. Thank you.
That's gonna roll as an 8.
A 4 and a 5 plus 5, so 14. 14 damage. And I already kind of fucked up what this thing was doing. Okay. Thank you. That's pretty.
Oh wait, I think Kethra would have had advantage because of the guiding bolt.
Oh, yes.
So maybe 2 hits.
2 hits.
She needs it back.
I need it back. 3, 7. That's still 14 again, but a different roundabout way. So 28 points of damage from this elemental against this guy. All right. Okay, as these two kind of are keeping their force field up around their house, let's see. We've got Kai. You were holding an Eldritch Blast. Go ahead and do that. And then Eldon, you were doing.
I was gonna do cut, but you.
No, it's okay. I have things.
I don't think the first one's gonna hit. That's a 15 to hit.
That does not hit. No.
Second beam. That one's also not gonna hit. But Kai now has 3 beams.
Oh, nice.
All right, that's 25 to hit.
Okay, that definitely hits.
So that is 11 points of force damage.
All right. All right, Eldon, you watch as this creature, these blasts, it kind of, it's not even that it's moving out of the way necessarily, but its movements are just kind of unpredictable. So the first 2 beams like hit the sides of this force field, and then the next one smacks right in its chest, and you see another one of those things that just opens up. And he yells out in pain or some anger, possibly.
Okay. Theratrix will use his fire breath again.
Okay.
Or actually, yeah, he will. So that's Dex 13.
Oh, Dex 13. That is a fail. 12.
4, 5, 6, 7, 9 points of fire damage. And Eldon's gonna do his new spell, Conjure Barrage. So he's gonna pull an arrow, just a normal arrow, pull it back, pause a moment, just a heartbeat, and when he lets it go, the arrow will break into several different arrows, like spectral arrows is the way that it's described. It has to make another dex save, 13.
All right. It gets hit with this fire again, yells out. It's almost like he's, for those of you who have watched or played The Last of Us, like when the zombies in The Last of Us they're still there, but they don't have control of themselves, so they're like crying and screaming, but then they'll come after you when you attack them. That's almost the feeling you're getting from this giant ogre. It's hard to be troll. It's really hard to tell what he is. He's just big, and it's like you're hitting him and he's screaming, but then his body is like he's moving in your direction as if he can't control himself.
Yeah. This is the most dice I think I've rolled like in a session. It feels really good. That's 17. Right? No. 15. 15. 19. 23. 30 points.
All right, 30 points of damage.
31.
31 points of damage.
No.
30 points of damage.
15 plus 4 is 19 plus 5 is 24.
24. I said 23. That's why.
I got you.
31 points.
I got you.
He was right. I never should have even bothered defending myself. I should have said, yep.
So all of these arrows like thunk, 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 like right into
That's force damage,
Zakundi.
if it matters.
He is as his move. He's got this like big club in his hand that he's been holding. He is going to turn around, and there's this creature here, but also the one that's been breathing fire at him. So he's going to multi-attack the Earth Elemental. So we've got an 18, a natural 20. An 18
Silvery barbs.
to bite. And a 25 to hit.
Still not a
Not a
crit.
crit.
But not a crit. Not a crit.
Both hit.
So both hit. He's going to hit for the Earth Elemental is
I'm gonna give Kethra the advantage on that.
okay. 13 piercing plus 9 necrotic. For the first hit. The second hit is 12 slashing, 7 necrotic, and then did you get all that?
Are any of the attacks magical?
No.
Uh,
I mean, no,
She-
it's from the.
she has resistance to the slashing and piercing.
Okay. Yeah. No, none of his attacks are magical. That was it for her. And then he rips one of the little pustule thingies off, and he's gonna whip it at
Oh god.
Theratrix.
That is horrendous.
Nasty.
It goes. He throws it up into the air. I need a dexterity save from Theratrix and Eldon, and then potentially Kai as well, as it explodes like
The splash.
up in the air.
11 for Theratrix.
Okay.
Kai as well, you said?
Yes, Kai as well, because it kind of like hits and.
I think 16 for me.
What was that?
16 for Eldon. I think it was 11 for Theratrix.
So 11 damage for Theratrix and 5
Dirty 20.
damage. Necrotic damage, more specifically.
Oh. Then 2.
2 for Kai. All right. That is its turn. All right, next, top of the round, it's Eldon.
Theratrix will wheel around and almost like do that classic, like in place.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll sling some arrows at him for fun. Regular, I'll use a trip arrow for the first one.
Okay. Does that require a dex save?
It will. I think it's for these. I think it's a dex 14 for these. Yeah, he has to make a 14.
That's a 13.
Nice. All right. So if this hits, it falls. 15 plus 12.
That hits.
Okay. What am I doing? It's a D10. 3 plus. I can't remember how much my attack is anymore.
I think it's 8.
8. Yep. So that's 11 damage for the first, and he falls.
Okay. You fall. You like. There's a loud, thunderous boom as he hits the ground, and again yells out in pain, anger. Like if he was smaller, he'd probably be moving a lot faster, but he's still making those like jerky movements.
And then shit. Now he's on the ground, so I'd have disadvantage technically, even though I'm above him, right? Lame. Well, Theratrix will hit him with fire because I didn't use his bonus action yet.
Okay.
So he fails that because he's on the ground, right?
He has a disadvantage
Disadvantage.
on dex saves, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wiggle around, big boy.
Is
13. Yes, Nick.
that is a 14.
Damn it.
Rolled a nat 20.
10 point. Oh, I just rolled it. That was a 5. I just rolled it. That's 10 fire damage.
Okay. More screaming from this guy on the ground.
Oh, it's really taking this whole like fire dragon
Voice of the world. Right?
Yeah, you're
today.
badass now. So he's kind of rolling around on the ground there at the end of your turn. He is going to use one of his not so legendary actions, as they say in the book I have, to stand back up. So he just like gets himself back up on his feet, and roars in the face of the earth elemental that's standing in front of him. But he's not going to try to move any further than that. That's his action. All right. Next, we have Kai.
Kai is going to look at it, take out Bloodletter's shadow, and when he points, he's going to Hexblade's curse
Okay.
the giant, and he is going to fly down and land on the other side of the giant so that him and Kethra are now in flanking. And he is going to swing away.
Watch out for those little pockets of black goop. Oh, nice.
That's a crit, because that is a 19.
All right.
So-
Swoops down right behind this
Sorry, I didn't mean to steal your thunder. I just like saw it. I was like, ooh.
No, it's
Dude.
okay. Excitement
I
is
know what it
always
meant
good.
for you, that's why.
Excitement is always good. I'm just trying to see what's the bonus I get for it. All right, so that's an additional 4 because he's cursed. So that's... Do I get to re-roll the dice on a crit when I have the... If you roll the max, you get to keep re-rolling that dice, right?
Exploding dice?
No, remember it's the one of the handbook things on the weapon improvements. It was when you roll max on the weapon's damage die, you get to keep rolling it if you keep rolling max.
I don't remember, but sure.
Okay. All right, so that's 14 plus 3 makes 17 plus another 9 is 26 points of damage.
Okay. 26.
Second attack is a 21 to hit.
That hits.
And that's 9 plus 9, 18 points of damage.
All right.
Yeah, if you have the brutal
It's the
tag.
brutal. Yeah. I couldn't remember the name of it. I remember it.
I knew that
Oh,
it was
the
something.
weapon mastery on the new.
No,
So
this is
there's
from the
that-
Remember
Armorer's
the
Handbook.
armor's handbook?
Oh, yeah. There's like
Oh.
extra
Supplemental.
things. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say like some of the
Paid-
weapons mastery on the new
Paid a lot
rules.
of
I think
gold.
do
Paid
something
a lot
like
of
that.
gold on this.
Well, it's the only thing that makes like a marshal stand up to like casters. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a cool addition.
All right. So right behind it, you like come in slashing at its back legs, and he is like you're close enough to smell what this horrible stench that's coming off of him.
It's not working.
Luckily, Kai doesn't need to breathe, so
Yeah.
he just stops.
Ew. Okay. At the end of your turn, it is going to do its roll attack.
Roll attack.
You see him like kind of drop down to the ground, and then he rolls around.
Stop,
like,
drop, and roll.
Yeah,
'cause
he
he's on
does
fire.
a roll, and all of the like. It's like
This is a
the
Rough Riders attack. Stopped, dropped.
yeah, he just dropped
Open up
down.
shop.
He starts rolling, but he's gonna roll in this direction.
Like barrel roll.
Uh-oh.
Oh, hey.
yeah.
No.
Over to you all.
Can
Here.
Kai get a opportunity attack?
It doesn't provoke attacks of opportunity. This
Like you guys weren't even really doing anything.
We're
it
minor.
rolls and
I
it's
tried to
rolling.
blind you, but you don't know that.
It can't go any other way other than that direction because it can't go through this force field. So rolls down. The nastiness is kind of like. I need a. Oh no! Wait, this is actually an attack roll on its behalf.
Can I make it subtract a d6 from its attack roll?
Yeah, you can.
It's going to be -5. It's just one.
Nice.
That is a. Nope. 20. To hit both of you.
-5.
No, that's what the -5. That
That's
was a
with the
25 minus 5.
Good God.
Yeah, I rolled a 17 plus 8.
All right.
Like a felled tree.
Yeah, it just kind of, you see suddenly this, it's not quite on fire, but there are pieces of it that have been lit up a little bit, embers kind of flying off of the body in addition to the rot that does not catch fire. It's one thing that has remained consistent when you've seen it. It does 13 bludgeoning damage and 8 necrotic damage. I do need a dex save from both of you to avoid being knocked prone from his huge body coming at you. That's a...
Oh, I can do my hover
You can.
so that it can't knock me prone. I'm going to do that. Or can I not do that? I forget how it works.
So your hover gets you about 5 feet off the ground.
Oh, so it wouldn't be enough anyway.
You can roll with advantage.
Okay.
I was knocked prone.
Okay.
I am invoking a reaction.
Okay.
One of the arm things that she wears that each has a different rune activates as she hit the ground, and she vanishes from everyone's view. She
Okay.
turns invisible, and I can use all my movement. I can immediately move up to your speed. So I'm going to run the fuck away invisibly.
Okay. It doesn't prevent you from getting knocked prone, though.
No, but
Okay, so you have 15 feet to
15
get away.
feet, and then I'm just
Yeah. So are you going like straight towards your group, or because he's right behind you?
fuck over here.
All right.
That's
Sounds
about
good.
15 feet.
I got a 21 dex save.
Okay, you are not knocked prone.
Had this rune for like
And then
a
you're
year,
like
and I've
still
never
hovering,
used
like
it.
he hits your legs, and you're like, "What?" But then you, because you're hovering, you stay up in the
The
air.
idea that you get like you're in the air, like it hit your legs, so it's like being in one of those what do
Not
they
that I
call
think
them?
it's like
rides.
No,
an
remember the
active tracker,
skydive,
but
like a practice
I
thing?
make no noise and
yeah,
I
the
leave
air
no
tunnel,
tracks
yeah,
or
wind
traces of me running away. So even if the ground's muddy, it leaves no boot prints.
Nice.
It still gets an attack of opportunity against you as you run away. When
I'm
you're
invisible.
Yes.
But
Like, so it's a
the
disadvantage.
Predator invisible. You're not
Yeah.
like.
So it's an
invisible.
11 to hit you.
It misses.
Yeah.
It's just like
It was just kind of like swing out wildly as you go. That is the end of its legendary action. Next up is Iolite.
Well, now I'm mad, so I'm going to go into my starry form
Okay.
of an archer. And I'm
I'm
going
gonna
to
throw that starry form over here. Or not really throw it. Oh, don't really throw it. Gently place as if it were breakable. As it is.
I mean, we've glued a lot of this party back.
Several times.
A lot of Eldons.
Yeah, he's got a bow that has very little
breakable.
support.
Yep.
So first I will do a guiding bolt. What the heck is that? Oh, is that a 20? Hold on.
If it's a little picture.
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah. Yep.
All the stars are there too.
Is that a ranged attack?
Yes.
Because you're technically standing right next to him. It'll be a disadvantage.
Oh, I am next to him. Well, that's okay. I'll roll again then.
He's right behind you.
Yeah, the rules for ranged attacks are so strange. Like, because if you're right next to somebody and you're just pointing down on their body, it's like, okay, man. I get it if somebody's like 30 feet away and you're trying to hit them and they land on the ground. That's a classic. What do you do when somebody's shooting something at you? You get down on the ground.
Yeah.
22 to hit.
That hits.
Nice. But like if somebody's laying on the ground and you've got a pistol and you're like this above them,
Yeah, it's like
you're not gonna be like, you have disadvantage.
it's like it's like Bullet 2 Tony and Snatch.
Yeah.
Like, or, no,
21
Boris, the
radiant
bullet dog.
damage, and then I'm going to shoot it.
21.
My bow.
I suppose because
My
you don't just
bow
fucking
attack
That's a good
roll is... Ooh. Only an 11.
All right. But you hit it with the guiding bolt, right?
Yes.
So that is advantage on the next attack for it, against it. All right.
Don't you get a free attack also when you transform?
She
I think
did.
that was
I
the
did.
guiding bolt.
She missed just now.
That was my arrow, but I
Oh.
missed.
Yeah. So I don't know why you would miss. Maybe
we were
you
too
hit it
busy
and
about bullshitting about the
You
movie
chit
Snatch.
chat.
Yeah.
the arrow goes into the loincloth that it's wearing, but it's like really thick leather.
Right between the legs.
does not make contact with skin. Okay.
Even in his horrifying state, he still breathed a sigh of relief. Like,
Yeah. Like, oh. Okay. It is now Kethra, I believe.
She has advantage on attacks from the silvery barbs.
And yeah, okay. And
Oh, so double advantage.
Yeah.
Super advantage.
Super
Double advantage.
how far is
advantage.
this move? 40 feet?
30
30.
with a 10-foot reach.
All right. Let's see if she can make it
That's like,
to hit him. Yeah,
Oh,
she
yeah.
can hit him.
yeah.
I'll just scooch out of your way.
Okay.
Like they do. Hold on, let me.
Two multi attacks or
Two multis.
all right. So we've got a +8,
A +8 and
20 to hit, and another 20 to hit, both with advantage. And then it's D10s.
D8. 2d8 plus 5
D8.
per attack.
Gosh darn it! There you are.
Damn it, with your D8s.
2d8s.
Your hip hop music.
14, 18, and another 22 plus 4
22 plus 4.
twice.
Yes.
So 30. 30 points of damage against this creature on the ground. Okay. Just like slam, slam. The sound of breaking bones and angry yells echoing out in this open field that is surrounded by trees. And the light of chaos shining down. It is now Isla's turn.
Back to invisibility because it ends at
Back.
the beginning of my turn.
You turn around and Kethra is there as a giant elemental.
I don't know if this works while it's laying down. I wanted to do this because it's so fucking funny, but
Nobody knows what you're talking
Tormenting
about.
this poor thing. do it for the lulz.
it doesn't say in the rules if it works.
What are you
laying
trying
down.
to do?
Otto's irresistible dance.
Okay.
It needs to make a wisdom save of 17.
And or what happens?
On a successful save, the target dances comically until the end of its next turn, during which it must spend all its movement to dance in place. On a failed save, the target has the charmed condition for duration. While charmed, the target dances comically, must use all its movement to dance in place, has disadvantage on dexterity saving throws and attack rolls, and other creatures have advantage on attack rolls against it.
So even if it saves, it's still
It's dancing like a fool either way.
dances.
Or just till the start of its next.
The end or the start?
On each of its turns, the target can take an action to... This is a concentration on myself, so it's going for 1 minute. Unless it does a roll to unfuck itself.
Just a 1 minute boogie. Get it.
It fails horribly. So what was that? Was that wisdom?
Wisdom,
Okay,
17.
Yeah, it rolled a 7 on the dice. So either way.
But Ayla turns around and like the visibility drops and you see she starts doing like the Macarena. And then you see as she glows blue, and then the creature glows blue and just starts.
He stands up out of his and he
You gotta
starts.
use all old like wedding like the
electric
Joe,
slide
the
and-
electric slide, Macarenas. Oh, da-na-na-na-na-na. Yes.
I also want
Slide
everyone
to the
appreciate
left.
That this is one of those old pewter
Oh
things
yeah,
that you could get way back in the day.
Uncle Chris.
Uncle Chris's pewter.
Uncle Ari.
Pewter guy. So it gets up and starts like doing this jerky kind of dance, the Macarena apparently.
Which somehow
Bad
makes it
day.
even more horrifying.
Yeah.
It's like it's
Honestly,
oozing
I'm picturing
across
that
everywhere.
weekend in Bernie's, just arms down by its side.
But with no music, dancing can be horrifying.
Yeah.
Something like that where it's already like moving in a really creepy.
No one realizes it's dancing. It's like it's jerking around.
It's actually like counteracting its like twitchy movement, so it's actually like really smooth.
Doing those little sunflowers that used to do that, like
When you like clap and
yeah, it would
or,
sway.
like cans that would like crush and then uncrush.
All right. Is that all you're doing? Just to confirm.
I'm moving further away.
Okay. All right. And so it makes a roll at the end of its turn.
On each of its turns, the target can take an action to collect itself and repeat the save, ending the spell on itself on a success.
Okay, gotcha. So it's going to use its action to, not intentionally, but nope, that's a 9. So it's still creepily dancing
The Macarena.
the Macarena. All right, that is top of the round. Eldon, sorry. I was
How's this?
looking at Kai.
Dumb question.
It
'cause
looks
already
real
looks,
bad.
I mean, it started looking already real bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can almost see like again in those moments on like The Last of Us where they have those moments of clarity where they're just like almost
Yeah,
kind of looking
Just
at
feel
you
bad about
and
Come on, don't make us feel bad.
begging
Joe.
to be put out of their misery. Really,
Is it
want to dance anymore.
Is it wearing armor at all?
no, not really. And Kai, I would say that you can hear what you have gathered in here because of the tongues that was cast on you. You can just hear him yelling like, "Please," just over and over again. Is just all he's saying.
Eldon, put it down.
Oh, poor guy.
I'm going to use the broadhead arrow for the extra d6.
You have advantage.
I have it. Okay, cool. I'll also charge that first attack with the bonus action fire damage that I can from Theratrix. That's a nat 20.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Double it all.
Taking him out back and putting him out of his misery.
All right. 2 for the type of arrow, 2 for the fire, and 2 for the. Dude, I am
Look at
rolling-
you with all this dice
I am
tonight.
rolling so many
Goodness
dice.
gracious.
I know.
The voice of the dice
He's a
dragon.
killer.
That is 14, 18, 19, 20, 21 points of damage. Do you need the breakdown or no?
No. All right, 21.
And then I will do it again.
These
If
are
it's
your
still-
arrows, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then Which ones did I use? These ones. I like these ones. I will use another of the
Broadhead.
the broadhead arrows.
All right.
Oh, that one's.
That's definitely cocked.
Yeah, I was gonna say. That's another nat 20.
Holy
Oh man!
Eldon really wants to kill
Destiny
this.
is
was given
saying,
an
put this
instruction.
dancing
Eldon,
fiend out
yep.
of his...
If there's one thing Eldon
misery.
can do.
You can see the light flickering in the eyes
Not
of
for the fire, right?
of this giant as you are looking, and it's like pleading to just have this be done. As you look at it, kind of nod and let loose your arrows into his chest.
That's 10, 22.
Okay. And with that,
I was gonna say if 2 nat 20s doesn't end this.
yeah, right. With that, the arrows sink into his chest. He doesn't really even make a sound. There's just like eyes closing and falls back, and there's a loud thud behind you or behind him as his body hits the ground, and it all goes quiet again in the field. And that is where we will take it. No, that's not where we're going to take it. As you all converge and Eldon, you and Theratrix land on the ground, the light from the cabin allowing you all to kind of see, Kethra converts back into her normal humanoid form, and Eldon, Theratrix, and Kai, as you're standing there, you look at each other, and each of you sees that where that necrotic explosion had hit you, there is on your arm, on your neck, wherever it is that you were hit physically, including Theratrix, a black rot that appears to have embedded itself in your skin, just small. And as you like look at each other, the others don't see this.
Cut it off.
Theratrix is quiet, looking down like at a wing or like under his wing, and then looks to you and Kai as you both kind of make eye contact and can see that you have been infected with this rot. The first time it has touched your skin intentionally.
Kethra too.
She was an earth elemental.
Oh.
So she just kind of reverts back, standing next to and over the body, as you are too.
These 3 boys, man.
Three.
We just can't stay out of trouble.
And
Very
that
problematic ones.
is where we are going to take it. So you all come back to this scene. The dead body of this ogre, troll, giant, really unclear. They're so far consumed by the magical rot that you had seen. The cottage behind you, there's a little flash of shimmering light as this force field that they had been focusing on, these two individuals, comes down. And Kethra again had morphed back into her normal shape, goes over to the body of the ogre, goes to like kick it but stops herself. And then you see these two individuals, they step out and walk past whoever is like kind of closest. They're holding hands. As they get a little closer, you notice that they are what appears to be probably like a Goliath / some kind of like giant, half giant of some kind, and a human. Two women, both very much dressed in their home clothes. Like they weren't all ready to deal with whatever was going on here, but at the same time, the spell that they had been maintaining is not a minor spell by any stretch. But they just kind of like walk past you solemnly, nod slightly as they head over to the body of their friend, according to them.
As they go by, Eldon will... I'd caution you not to touch the black stuff.
You see the taller one nods and looks at you as the shorter one just kind of tugs on their hand. You do notice as they walk by that the human woman, who appears to be probably in her like 50s, give or take, 50s, 60s, she has a very noticeable and massive scar. I was going to throw it out there. What does the scar look like?
Was this the bigger person? Or
The human, the smaller one.
smaller one?
What comes to
Massive
mind?
Scar.
First thing I thought was almost like a giant cleave mark that comes through her collarbone, under her neck and into her chest.
Okay.
But that's just me.
You notice that as, she's wearing her nightie, like a nightgown, that as she walks by, there's this big scar across her chest. And they step past you all. They stay about 5 feet away from their fallen neighbor, and then both of them just holding hands, just kind of like bow their heads for a moment. Then the giant looks up towards the moons in this open space where their field and farm is. And they take a moment of silence as you all gather yourselves.
Eldon's gonna pull his sleeves down because he's got that little spot.
Okay.
He's just gonna like
You're hiding it.
casually like just
It's not the
like
time to bring it up, I guess.
like pull them sleeves
Oh, I'd
down.
be screaming about it.
It's on me!
Ace Ventura. After that moment, they turn around to look at all of you, and the taller one with the much deeper voice, also wearing kind of like a nightie, but there seems to be a little bit more, like they had a little bit of time to put some kind of leather straps on their shoulders and around their waist. But they look and say, "Thank you. Thank you for doing what we could not bring ourselves to do. This is not the first night that he has come to us, but this is the worst that he had been."
How long has he been like this?
Weeks.
Do you know where he got infected? I can see some spots in the ground around here. Puddles of the black ooze.
Perhaps we should speak. And as they go to continue talking, suddenly the human standing next to them like squeezes their arm and they stop. And then they both make eye contact, and the older woman looks over at Kai and then looks back up to the half giant, who also takes a look at Kai standing there. And then they like kind of back themselves a little bit away towards not towards the body like they're watching, and then you see the tall half giant in your direction just puts her hand out, and this flash of sunlight, just the brightest light. All of you need to make a, what would that be? That would be like a, I'm going to say con save. Everybody make a con save as this flash of bright light that it's not quick, it doesn't go away, it's just a bright beam of light that almost, it's like the brightest sun you've ever seen. 9?
Nat 1 for a 3.
Oh,
Cool.
My second nat 1 today?
19.
Third, maybe?
19.
21 for me. 9 plus 5, 14 for Thertrix.
Okay, so Kethra, Ayla, Iolite, Theratrix, for a moment you like can't help yourselves, or you like pull yourselves away, and you are like blinded, physically cannot see for like probably the next 20-30 seconds. Kai, Eldon, you are blinded, but only for like that initial kind of like, and then she holds it, and the other one is like preparing something, and they're watching your reaction to this. But as you stand there, kind of not immediately crackling away or screaming, there's 1-2 seconds, and then she closes her hand in the light.
You passed the test.
We're just like
Yeah, you're like,
to each other.
Guy's fine.
Is this how you show your hospitality to everyone that helps you?
The giant holding her hand back, which has a little bit of a glow that's starting to fade. She says, "My apologies, but you can never be too careful in these parts."
What parts might we be in? I think I can guess.
The human woman says, "Let's not speak out here. Come. You are welcome in our home."
Sure, when I can see it.
You blink, and the little starry figures in your vision start to fade as they lead you back to their house. The giant kind of, or half giant, stands in front of the doorway and says, "I'm sure your friend here understands why I had to stop Fiola from continuing her invitation into our home. But please, come in. Make yourselves at home. It's not often that we come across Dampiers."
Does Theratrix try to get him through the door too?
No, he's too big.
I don't know why I was picturing
the
like
door was big enough for a half giant or whatever
yeah.
they were, a Goliath.
Giants are skinnier.
Theatrix is like,
I'm picturing like Snuffleupagus trying to like walk through like a doorway for some reason.
What did you say? What?
I'm picturing like Snuffleupagus trying to walk through like a doorway.
He's just gonna put his head through a window.
before he goes in, he just turns to you, Eldon, and he like lifts up a wing slightly and just stares at you a moment and says, and there's just a small little speck. It's not like it's a large, it's like something has burrowed its way in very small. And so he just kind of looks at you and then says, "I'm going to go stay near the stable. I won't upset the horses." And he heads over that way. the two welcome you in to their home, which is a mixture of it's very cozy and well lit inside. There's a mixture of like human-sized things and slightly larger human-sized things. You can tell whose mug is whose and who's eating like
There's like a big version.
yeah, big and little versions of everything. And there's a little like a chair in the corner with knitting things. It's a much larger chair than another. These two just kind of welcome you in. They have a very small table that fits two, but they start getting things ready to make tea. And
I like the idea that the Goliath sits on the floor like Japanese style, but they're still the same height as the in their chair.
The Goliath looks to you all and says, "This is Fiola. I am Clem. We appreciate your aid. It would have been just something that would have lived with us, I think, far too long. What brings you through these dangerous parts?"
Just passing through.
They both are very much looking at Kai, especially Clem, who keeps looking at you and then like looking at Fiola, who's like,
She's the one that did the blast of sunlight, right?
yeah, Clem did it. But Fiola is getting teas ready. She's like, "I hope you like black tea. That's kind of all I have. It's all I really like."
We don't
We don't
appreciate anything.
Thank you. We don't typically have guests, other than Zukundi.
You can call me Kai.
It's nice to meet you, Kai.
We are the Woven Fates.
Ah, a name. I remember those days, don't you, Clem? Clem looks... Yes, indeed. So making your way through for no reason except that you travel with a vampire spawn of sorts.
You seem to be awfully familiar with detecting such a person. Is it safe to say we are close to, or if not in, Divenia?
You are in it. Technically.
I knew it.
You can't make your living out in these parts without being very familiar with the monstrosities that live within this area. So, yes, we are familiar.
Do you see many of them?
Not as much in recent years, strangely. But we did many years ago when we were much younger. They like look at each other and do that smile that older people do when they've been together a long time.
Are there like swords and battle axes hanging on the walls, like of the good old days? And
Looking around, you do see what appear to be, as you sit there, kind of like trophies of sorts. They're not overtly obvious, but you...
No, like vampire hands.
Yeah, right.
Thing.
dripping
I love your
down.
chandelier made of vampire limbs.
Yeah, it's more like as you sit there and kind of look around at their space, there are little like hints of the life that they lived in the past. There is a mace up on the wall that is covered in dust, and is definitely the size of a Goliath's hands, we'll say, what they would wield. But Fiola continues making the tea, comes over and places it down in front of everyone. Clem says, "It's, I suppose, lucky that we all came across each other on this evening." You don't
As soon as the tea is down, Kai immediately takes a sip and looks to everyone else.
Ayla does one of those.
Fiola is like, "More sugar, dear?
Please.
Or milk, even?" don't like your black tea black,
Eldon will follow Kai's lead because he's already done that enough with the lessons in politics earlier. So he'll take a sip.
Okay. Kethra would know from her time in the city, at least, that...
She heard a scalding hot.
Yeah.
Ayla reads the room. She'll drink some tea.
Okay. The other two drink as well. She adjusts the temperature and sweetness of your tea as needed.
An ice cube in it.
It's like it's not the heat. It's she's not used to just a blitter black tea.
Glitter black tea.
It's just like sugar. It's like more.
Little cubes.
More.
This is all I have. So they sit in various spaces around. It's not a huge home, at least not the living area anyway. And Clem continues, you have to be very wary if you're going to survive out here, and we prefer to be alone as much as we can. So yes, although again not as frequently in as we did. It's just been welcome but strange.
Have you heard of anyone else that has encountered this rot, this mad disease? Is this your first time seeing it?
Viola sits down next to you, Ayla, and says, this is... I did not know what it was. We don't see a lot of people, and Zakundi comes by at least once a week, if not twice. He had started not feeling well several weeks ago. Many weeks ago. All he had told us was that he had come across this strange black goo near his territory. And unfortunately, I believe he touched it. And after that, he started to change. We tried our best to help him. Clem did. But it didn't work. Clem nods. My healing magics were completely useless. And everything that I have to try to rid someone of diseases, well, you must know what the disease is that they have, and I could not identify this.
I wouldn't say we know exactly what it is, but it is not something we have... It's something we have encountered before.
Oh.
It's not of this plane.
Oh. So was he doomed from the start?
We don't know of a cure.
I see. He was a good man. A little unorthodox, but trolls will be that way. At least he is no longer in pain. To Zakundi. They do a little ting ting with their tea. Take a sip. What brings you through, Kai?
Just following fate's trail.
It's not every day that you come across a group that is knowingly traveling with one such as yourself. And northward.
You normally see my kind heading south.
It's been a very rare occasion that we see your kind at all. But when we do, they are either firmly settled within a brood of their own, or they are escaping, not heading back. So,
Dangers lie ahead, I would suppose.
indeed, do you belong to one of the great houses of the vampire clans?
Not that I'm aware of.
They say there are no vampires in Devenia.
I've heard that before.
We've heard.
It's a joke amongst these parts, really. Those of us who live out here. We know better. The Crown knows better as well. They just would prefer not to speak openly of it or acknowledge it. It's hard to bring in trade and get other families to continue with politics if there is a belief that there's an underground political rival of sorts.
Yeah, if there's one thing I know about Divenia is that saying. I have heard it over and over and over again. And I would say many people seem to believe it.
Fiola says, they don't. They don't truly believe it. Everybody knows.
But everyone knows not to go against the crown.
Spoken like a true Divenian. You know better. Out here we can say whatever we want. The crown does not extend this far. They have better things to do than deal with us. But there are no vampires in Divenia. Except, of course, for all of the vampires in Divenia.
You spoke of great vampire houses.
Clem leans in closer to you as she's speaking. Yes, there are an interesting number of houses that exist. After the royal eclipse and the loss of Azura, who really oversaw most of the houses, kept them in check in a way. We believe that his protege, Samael, took his spot. But as with the loss of any great leader, fractions occurred. And at last count, there were at least 6, if not more. She turns her head, looks over, to Fiola, who's been sitting next to Ayla, just kind of like looking up and down a little bit, like taking in your outfit, just like kind of like poked at any little baubles that you might have out. Just like, this is cute. This is cute. This is
Put your
cute.
baubles away.
She's kind of leaning in, like, I really love what you've got on your horns. It's really beautiful.
Oh, thank you. I don't get many horn compliments.
And Clem is like, so at least, there's Samael.
I'm looking for a unicorn. Yeah, exactly.
When that hot couple at the bar asked you if you want.
We really liked your vibes.
There's Drizzlane or Drizzlin, and Fiola goes, it's Drizzlina, and Henlenai, and there's Loris, and there's Olwise, at least, if not several more. Yes.
Do you know where any of them are?
Well, last we knew, and we have not hunted vampires in quite some time, but there just hasn't been a need. As annoying as they are, they have been keeping track of their spawn more recently, at least in the last 20 years. But they are more to the north, scattered throughout. Some live in abandoned estates, some underground, some behind waterfalls. They all create their own territories that do overlap with the crown, although they would not admit that, of course. She leans up against Ayla very quickly. She's not flirting with you. You know better than
I was gonna say, am I sure about that?
You are sure. She's like that old lady, like mom, who just thinks you're like the cutest thing, and she remembers.
Say, how
her
old are we
days.
talking?
She's like in her late 50s, we'll say. She's
that's
not that
doable.
old, but she's still got.
Doable.
She's got that
we're
vibe.
technically the same age.
She's got that vibe of like she just thinks that you've got it going on, and she remembers when she had it going on. You know, I mean, maybe you don't know. You don't know. Sorry, you're pretending to be a woman. You know.
Yeah.
I'm trying very hard to be a woman. I feel like I'm not doing a
No.
great job at it a lot of the times.
You're not, but you're not a woman, so you know what I mean.
I'm like, am I gonna get this granny?
No, she just thinks you're cutie, like a cutie. Anyway,
Sometimes women are just friends with each other.
yeah, yeah, right. Blow your. Sometimes we're just like, you're really cute in a cute way.
Sometimes we compliment each other.
We should all getting close and stuff.
Women 101.
Sometimes.
You said a name, Loris. That sounds familiar.
Does it? In what way?
Something I might have read. Something along that line.
Loris is one of the many heads of houses. Though more, the thing about vampires is they come from all walks of life. It is not something you are born. It is something that you become. So, he's one of the older ones, at least from our studies and understanding. He's been around a very long time, in fact. Rivaling Samael, but not quite as beloved, I would say.
Why is that?
Well, based off of our long done research, Samael was Azura's maker.
Samael is older than Azora.
But not as strong. However, Loris was sired by Azura himself.
And you said that after the royal eclipse, Azora was no more.
He was killed.
He was there.
He was the one. I know this is not common knowledge. They don't like to give names to the monsters. Makes them more real, but
So he is dead.
yes. And his death caused a fracture in the structure of the vampires' society, their hierarchy. They aren't just mindless monsters, despite what they create sometimes. And so it has been, at least from what we have seen, that they have been fighting amongst themselves since that time. And what's 20 years to a vampire? It's a blink of an eye.
Would you know where Loris is?
Clem looks over to Fiola, who's been like admiring your shoes. Well, you don't wear shoes, right? Do you wear shoes?
They're
Yeah, regular
boots.
Your
They're
boots.
heeled boots.
Yeah. She's like, I used to be able to wear heels,
I have to show you my closet.
but my back, my back is just not what it used to be.
Maybe there's healing potions for that.
No, this is just old age. You'll get there. You'll get there. She pushes your cheek a little bit. And Clem is like, Viola. And she looks over. Ooh, what did I miss? It's like, where is Loris's territory? And Fiola says, oh, I have a map for that. And she stands up and she kind of shuffles over to like one of her shelves in like her little nook where you can see there's a lot of different books. And Clem looks at you, Kai, and is like, these maps are going to be very old. It's been a while. We retired, 5 years ago, which for us is much longer than that for a vampire, but we've been trying to lay low and just enjoy our lives out here. So, take it with that in mind. And Fiola comes over and she's got this book that she flips through. And there's all hand-drawn maps like she's done. She's like, I did these myself. And then she opens up the book and spreads it out. And she shows you this map of Devenia, which you're familiar with. You've learned this in your studies, except the studies that of the nobles, of course, are going to be very much focused on the beautiful parts, and here's where this thing is that you need to know, and major cities, and this is where this family lives, and these are the dark lands where you don't go, and then beyond that there's people that live there, but we collect taxes from them. So down in the area to the south of the Darklands, you can see she has like different hatch marks that almost denote the different territories of the vampires. And she says, now you have to remember, of course, a blink of an eye for vampire, but it's been about 5 years, and so territories can change depending. And they have been fighting amongst each other, but which one was it? This one here. This is Loris's territory. And it's almost anticlimactic, like when someone's like, and there it is, and you're like, okay, a hatch mark on a map, but there it is. There's like that moment of like, okay, solid knowledge, and it's just a random area of the map that has these like squiggly lines around it denoting it's nondescript. You can see little markings of villages scattered throughout. But she says, Loris, he was the one that lived underground. She's looking to Clem, who nods.
Underground, you said?
Yes. From what I recall, he lives underground. It may even be that he's the one where the territory had not really changed much, if at all. He never tried to expand or go beyond. It was a very specific area that he controlled. Still, he likes to continue his progeny making with these villages. That's where he gets his soldiers to protect his area. So every once in a while we would be called in to try to
call the herd.
You could put it that way.
Where would Samael's territory be?
Fiola looks and she says, this was where Azura had his, so it's our understanding that Samael just was simply not to be followed, just not a natural leader. Azura was his rising star, and with his death, that's what caused the fracture. So there was much territory that was Azura's here, and there's like a whole area that it's almost like she had scratched out and changed the colors or the hatch marks. But you can see that he has spread, and last we knew it was butting up against Loris's territory quite heavily. But there are rumors that Loris and Samael just simply don't get along. With Azura's death, it was our understanding that Loris was Azura's favorite, up until a point.
They worked together.
They all worked together until the royal eclipse. We don't know what happened, but they were one. A hive mind, in a sense. And then that day happened, and after that, things changed. But we couldn't go in and ask them.
No, that would be suicide.
Indeed. But this area here, what is it about Loris? You should be very careful. He is cutthroat.
Curiosity, mainly.
Well, this village right here, she points to just a spot. She's like, no name. Most of them just exist. Right here, this area called the Scatterwilds. It's a beautiful name. When you go, there's flowers everywhere, just scattered throughout the fields, in between little woodland areas. It's quite beautiful in the day. But this village, this is one where I know that they have an entrance to the cave system where Loris resides, blocked off. He's got other entrances as well, but villages are not as close to those.
About how far is this one?
The entrance or the village itself?
Both.
I'd say you could probably get there in 5 days.
Are the ravens that we've been following, like, are they still outside mucking about somewhere?
Yeah.
Like on the roof, and the peak. Just kind of.
Yeah, throwing it. There you are.
There's one right by the window.
Quaking. It's tapping its watch.
Tapping his beak. About 5 days, you say. Through Devenia.
Yes. Though I don't believe you'd have to worry about the military coming through and bothering you. They, again, don't care much about us out here.
No, just mainly the major cities and ports.
It's like we don't exist. It's quite nice. But the vampires, although they are feuding, do not let that allow you to get comfortable. They are still building their armies. It's just, I guess one could argue that they have to be more tactical when they're fighting each other than they do when they're fighting a village of humans and halflings and orcs and goblins.
So best to travel by day.
In Devenia, absolutely. Be careful who you invite into your home or your inn, bedroom, wherever you may stay. Some of the villages will just allow you as long as they trust that you are who you say you are. This gets them in trouble, of course. But
Between here and that village, are there many places to stay, or is it off the road?
we're mostly off the road. When you get to the village, they do have paths that lead to each other, but we're very self-sustaining out here. Every once in a while, we are called out of our retirement to help, but we try not to announce our presence. Not that we don't want to help people, of course, but it's a problem that will never end. And I'm not getting any younger.
You guys look great. What are you talking about?
Fiola's like, oh, she pinches Eldon's cheek. We appreciate it.
Would you mind if I were to take a closer look at your map?
No, of course.
Ayla, do you have that quill?
Do you need paper?
Please.
Okay, let me go get some. She brings back some paper so that you can sketch out the map exactly as you see it.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any other information on Loris? Or Samael?
Samael is, more difficult. Loris, well, what would you like to know? He's,
What are they like?
well, they're all pretty horrific when you get them cornered or talk to them up close. But he is an elf from best we can gather. He has long, whitish blonde hair, dark skin. He dresses impeccably. Not all of them are that way. Perhaps something he carried over from his time not undead. He is as ruthless as all of them. He takes what he wants when he wants it. But that's no different than any of the others.
Don't have to be a vampire to be that way.
No, you're very right. I've only seen him from afar. We were never successful in eliminating any of the top vampires.
I'm assuming that they're not often out and about by themselves.
No, especially not now. That's how they kill each other. There have been other names I just can't recall of other leaders who are no longer there and their territory has been taken. They don't much matter once they're gone. But be
But
careful.
Azora seems to have lasted an oppression.
He was around for a very long time.
Very long time.
Yes. He was the only name most of us knew 30 years ago. It was him and his people. Now there's all these others.
And Loris and him worked together.
One could almost say Loris worked for him, as did Samael. And Drislina? All of them, really. But with his absence, a vacuum needed to be filled.
Well, you've answered many of my questions. I appreciate that.
Of course. We've never been able to figure out exactly why Azura was at the castle and why he was attacking the royal family. He could have done that any time. But it was an important day for both the crown and the fangs that skulked below.
Tell me, in your research, have you ever heard of a vampire hunter named Dagon?
Fiola, brightens up at this, and she says, "Oh, yes. Yes. Dagon of the Dawn's Light.
Yes, that's the one.
Indeed. It's all myths and legends, of course, but there have been stories. Villages out there that claim that he was the one that protected them. Not even just here in Devenia. Castia, Calia, before they were called such things, of course. But there are some villages I've seen, not on this continent, but over in Modros, that even have a statue dedicated to him.
I wasn't aware of that. Since you were so forthright with us, I can tell you what Azora was doing there that day.
You can. They both look at each other, just like, what are you, 15 years old? What do you mean?
Old enough.
Handsome little whippersnapper.
Yeah, I was like, he looks so young. What do you?
He was trying to prevent the rebirth of Dagon.
They both kind of look at each other with that, and Fiola sits down next to you. She's one of those people that kind of doesn't know not to get into people's personal space. And she's like right next to you, looking you in the eyes. How do you know this?
Because Rebecca Morningstar was to be the mother of Dagon Reborn.
That's quite the theory. She looks at Clem, who's like, takes a sip of the tea, kind of does a little scan of the rest of you to see your facial expressions of like, is this a story your buddy just tells people? That are okay, all right. Or does he really believe it? And Fiola like does a little nod to Clem, and then she looks back. Okay. Mm-hmm.
And that's what brought upon the split between Azora and Loris.
So Dagon was to be reborn, which would be a problem for the vampires if one of the greatest vampires that ever lived was brought back. That does track as a problem. And Clem is just sipping her tea. Then Fiola looks back. Okay. Now how do you know this information?
Well, you do know that Dagon and Loris were good friends. Partners, even.
We did not know. It seems that we have been visited by a scholar of sorts, a Dampier scholar. Did one of your vampire friends tell you this?
He's gonna unbutton his shirt to show the tattoo that now goes across his chest with the markings of the Raven Queen.
Mm.
I have it on good authority.
A vision.
From the Raven Queen.
Clem puts her tea cup down.
Dagon was once her champion. Long ago.
A nod. Okay, says Viola. So, Azura is there to stop Dagon from being reborn.
Yes.
And was he successful?
It's very hard to tell when someone's reborn. Who knows?
There's just a moment of silence between the two ladies. That's an interesting theory. I would be careful who you tell it to. Of course.
Of course.
But we'll add it to our notes and do some more research. And Fiola's like, she told me that we were done. But I'm excited to get started.
Definitely imagine like she like toddle like runs off to like
Well, we can give you a space for the night. I couldn't help but notice a dragon in your party as well, which is unique.
He's not mine. I'm not paying any fees. That is all on that one over there.
Well, he can stay in the stables for free. We're not going to charge a fee.
You are in the presence of the World Dragon.
The voice.
It's the real dragon.
Oh, everyone has titles. That's very good for you. Very good for you. I'll remember that.
The
We'll
look
write
he
it.
shoots at Kai. Son of a bitch. Like, I won't out you, but you son of a bitch.
Viola is like, I'm gonna have so much journaling to do today.
Little scrapbooks and journals and...
He's 4 teenagers and a lady with a tail and horns came and said these crazy things.
And a dragon. A dragon visited me today.
It's a wild episode of Scooby-Doo.
They're so far out, like 5 years later, they hear more things. They're like, those sons of bitches are telling the truth.
Viola looks to you and says, is he friendly? Can I go speak with him?
Yes. His name is Theratrix.
I will go talk to him and bring him some food.
I think you would enjoy that.
Clem. She just pats Clem, who stands up. She's like, I will prepare the food. And then she starts getting it ready. Viola says, we don't have much space, but at least this room you can sleep in this evening. We have ways of being alerted if anything comes by, but we're very well protected here. You don't have to worry.
Do they cover the stables?
Oh, yes. We have a couple of horses in there.
You're most kind. Thank you.
We appreciate you giving us guest rights.
Of course. Welcome to our home. They get you all set up with some yummy Devenian food, of which I do not have.
Is it actually yummy food in Devenia?
It is.
I feel like it's just bland.
For some reason, I had the same thing too.
I was-
Like, it's just...
It's
The
just
weather-
potatoes and
it's all
cabbage.
boiled.
Yeah, boiled potatoes
the
and
weather
cabbage.
is very bland, but the
the food.
food is very tasteful. Most of Devenia's like fame notoriety is like exports and entertainment sort of thing. It's not like in Aprano.
Aporia, yeah.
Aporia, sorry. I keep missing on those two.
Enemies.
Where it's much more, people go to Devenia because there's certain things you can only get from Devenia because there's like not a lot of cities and the hustle and bustle other than the capital city.
All right, so we're not getting a New England boiled dinner.
No, and there's a hint of spices that you're not really familiar with, as these two clearly are not Devenians. They don't have a Devenian. They have a mostly Rotian accent, but there's a hint of Devenian because they've lived there probably a while.
What does Rotian sound like?
It's gonna be real world. I would picture like Belarusian for some reason comes into my mind. It's like not Russian. It's like
I do imagine
I-
that giant be like, hello, you have killed my giant friend back up there.
I would almost picture giant have almost like the Vietnamese like tonal. There's a lot of like that deep like shaking your chest like different pitches like
it's a mixture. It's a mixture of both. Vietnamese and Belarusian.
Vietnamese
That is
and-
terrifying to hear at night.
What was it, Slavic? That's the, but Russian, Belarus people ethnically are Slavic, so it's Slavic with a Vietnamese like,
like an Asian-
sing-songy tone.
They prepare everything for you. It smells yummy. It tastes even better. Definitely completely different food than Ayla is used to. And you're set up for the evening. Is there anything you want to do on this night?
Eldon, once everyone's like settling in, he's going to like kind of just look around and then look at the spot where he usually sleeps next to like Iolite, but he's going to opt to go out and sleep in the stables with Theratrix.
Okay. When you do that, Theratrix sees you coming and you like lifts his head up almost like, you know, like a curled dog, but a horse-sized dog. He like lifts his head up, sees you coming, and then just puts his head back down as you come and like curl up with him. And what would he say in this moment?
I feel like they wouldn't
we're
have
fucked.
to say. Yeah, like I feel like they kind of like.
Yeah,
They wouldn't
yeah.
really have to say anything. They just kind of.
Yeah, there's a moment of like eye contact, and then it's just like,
especially after they just had that talk.
all three of you, Kai, Eldon, not so much Theratrix because he's not a human, so he's just got a different take on things. But the two of you, definitely like kind of looking down at wherever it is that this little tiny thing has started. You can't feel anything moving. It's just like there's a thing there, and it's not even that it's changed in the several hours. So that panic of like, how fast is this going to go? It's not really. But it's one of those like, like a car wreck. Like you can't look away. It's there. You just don't want to know it's there, but it's there, and you can't do anything about it at the moment. So it's just.
Oh. Just got to get underneath it. That's all.
It's like that episode of House where they think he has gangrene, so they cut his hand off, and then they look at his other hand, and it's doing the same thing, and they're like, uh-oh. It's like, can't go back now.
Cut it out, root and stem.
Where's Kai's?
Yeah, that was going to be my follow-up question.
Kai got it like Eldon on his arm. That's why he opted to show his chest versus rolling up his sleeve. And Kai's always in long sleeves anyways, so he's...
Did it go through the long coat? Like, how did the clothing not protect?
Yeah, it's
It
probably
did not
like in
protect.
the, it went through. Like went right through.
I mean, whatever you all want to
could've
say.
I imagine
got
like
it
as
fucking
he's like it's
Things
a
are
long jacket,
billowing around your flag.
You got goop
you know.
coming at you,
Yeah.
So Eldon and Theratrix curl up together. As we close out for the evening, what does Kai's night look like?
So in the room, as everyone else is laying down, he's just gonna go pull up a chair to look out the window towards the direction that he knows whether everyone else knows it or not, that's where he is going. So he's just gonna sit in the chair until he falls asleep, looking out, knowing that's where he's going, and look down and know he has a time limit now that he has to finish.
And so, Kai, you fall asleep to the sound of a purring Nyx, as on the ground next to you, Kethra has just been petting until your eyes close. And that is where we will end tonight's session.